Welcome to our boost guide in F1 Clash. I've come across a lot of players using the wrong boost for the race they're in, and all that is doing is killing the performance that boost is meant to give you, and also completely wasting that boost. So in this guide, we are going to give you my personal favorite boost for each track, and also before we jump into that, a few tips you need to know about boosts. Starting off, what does boost do? Boost enhances the performance of your drivers, overtaking, defending, race start, and tire management. It also enhances the performance of your car's speed, cornering, and power unit. Also, to add, it will lower the pit stop time whilst you're racing. The one stat that the boost does not enhance is qualifying. Qualifying is not included in the stats of any of these boosts. The best tip in order for you to pick out the right boost for your race is listening and be very wary about the track stats you're about to race in. So let's give you a scenario. If I head over to my duels and I'm about to start a race, for example in Silverstone, you have to look at the track stats. It gives you tire management and speed for Silverstone. And if you want to know more about track stats, because not only does it give you the best selection of boosts, it also gives you an indicator of what driver lineup you need and what tuning you need for your car. More about track stats in this video provided for you, and I'm also going to leave it pinned in the comments section. So back here to Silverstone, we're about to commence a race in Silverstone. We've got tire management and speed. Once you enter into a race, you got 30 seconds to select a boost. We're going to do that a little bit further on into this guide, but first of all, we're going to talk about which is the best boost for Silverstone. So, tire management and speed, let's go over and check which boost we need. Here, prime example, Eagle, and it's actually currently the best boost for Silverstone. You got 20 points on tire management, 15 points on speed, and as a bonus, it gives you 15 points on pit stop time. Now, there are two track stats, one for the driver and one for the car, but the boost will give you a third bonus. We're going to talk about a few tips on that third stat and what do you need to select depending on the driver that you're using. Tip number 2, and this is also, I believe, recommended by the game itself. That's my personal opinion. But when you're about to start a race, always prioritize the driver over the car. So when you're about to select a boost, for example, if the race is overtaking and speed, Eternal Flame would be perfect. You got 25 points on overtaking and 15 on speed. So, as a scenario, what is best? 25 points on overtaking or 25 points on speeds? The answer is overtaking. Always prioritize your driver. 25 points on overtaking will give you a better performance than 25 points on speed. Over to our third tip. And that is, what third stat can you choose? Let's think about a scenario. Let's go back to our duels. Let's try and find a track where I can give you a scenario at. I'm trying to look for Shanghai. There we go. So we are going to race in Shanghai. We got overtaking and power unit. Your car is exactly the same. Your driver's overtaking both exactly the same, 50 points either way. But driver number 2 lacks a lot of tire management. So what do? Let's go over to our boost selection. The best boost for overtaking and power unit for me personally at the moment is Unstoppable. You got 25 points on overtaking, 10 points on power unit, and as a bonus, you got 15 points on speed. But remember, driver number 2 lacks on tire management. So now we got to find a boost with overtaking, power unit, And for the third part, instead of speed, we need tire management. So we're going to go over to Eternal Flame that we talked about before. We got 25 points on overtaking, 15 on speed, and 10 on tire management. So we got tire management, we got speed, and we don't want it like unstoppable, and we got to find that power unit. Let's start scrolling down and see if there is another boost with power unit. And here we go. Dragon would be the best boost selected for your driver number 2, giving you 20 points on overtaking, the 15 points on tire management that you're looking for your second driver because he lacks it. And then finally, we got 15 points on power unit. So if you got to choose for your second driver a boost, it's not going to be unstoppable, because if you choose unstoppable, he won't be able to do those 3 laps in mediums or 3 laps in softs. It's not going to be Eternal Flame, because even though it's giving you tire management, you're not getting the power unit. The right answer for that one would be Dragon. Dragon's giving me the overtaking, giving me the power unit for the car, plus that 15 more points of tire management, where my driver number 2 can do 3 laps on those softs. Those are the 3 best tips I can give you when choosing your boost for each race. Another thing that I can add to it is the boost has a little heart at the top right. When you select it, it becomes one of your favorite boosts. Now, I personally do not select any of the boosts as part of my favorite boosts, because I find it harder to find the boost once I start a race. One thing I can tell you, I'm going to jump into a race, and because I'm going to forfeit that race, I'm going to choose one in Series 1, is the recommendations that the game gives you is pretty good. They will give you the stats towards the driver and second towards the car, but you might have to scroll down if you want to add the extra tire management or pit stop time as a third stat, or even race start, because if you have overtaking, power unit, and race start, because your driver also lacks race starts, you can choose that too. The recommendation boost that the game gives you is pretty good. And we're going to give you a example of it. So we're going to start a race. Let's see what we land in. I hope it's not a player, but I'm going to forfeit the race anyway. That's probably a bot. Okay, Australia, race start and speed, I believe it is. So on the top of my head, I believe Street Shock would be the best boost here. So let's go over the qualifying, and after the qualifying, you're going to have your tire management selection and boost selection. So Colapinto is very bad at tire management, by the way. So that's something that we can add. So race start and speed. When you select your boost, you got 30 seconds. And first up is Street Shock with race start and speed. It is the best boost by far in Australia. Going down, you can add here race start and tire management, but always select at the very top. It's very easy to select which boost on their recommended boost. It's way better than adding your favorite boost, because your favorite boost probably will get mixed up along the way on each of those circuits. So Australia, you probably have favorite Street Shock, and when you're going to race in Silverstone, Street Shock's going to come up the top, and it's not the recommended boost that you need for Silverstone. So let's quit this race. We do not need to select any boost. We're going to lose 1,000 coins. Oh no. But that's how you select your best boosts. And now, the moment that you've been waiting for, we're going to give you the best boost that I prefer for each track. So let's jump right into that one. So we are going to start over in our power unit tracks. So we got Abu Dhabi, Shanghai, Bahrain, Spa, Imola, Mexico, and Singapore. So for Abu Dhabi and Shanghai, both of them power unit on overtaking. My first recommendation to use is Unstoppable. Second one is Dragon. Dragon does add tire management. We spoke about this before. Your race start boost here will be Rooster, and your best free-to-play boost will be Hex. Bahrain and Spa, both power units and tire management. Your first pick would be Pretzel. Second, Butterfly. And for race start is Frost. Free-to-play, Downforce. Imola, Mexico, and Singapore, all of them on power units and race start. Your best boost here will be Surf. Second, Rooster. Race start, which we really don't need, is just to add another one because the track start is already race start, would be Frost. For your free-to-play, Instinct would be your best match for Imola, Mexico, and Singapore. Let's head over to our speed circuits. Melbourne with speed and race start, we spoke about that, is Street Shock your first option, then Firework. Another one for race start would be Street Shock once again, and for your free-to-play, Instinct. Las Vegas, speed and overtaking the same as Baku. Unstoppable as your first choice. Your second choice, Eternal Flame, or in case you need some tire management. Firework as your race start boost, and then Hex would be as your free boost. Jeddah and Silverstone with speed and tire management. Best selection by far would be Eagle. Second, Pretzel. And for race start would be Frost. For your free-to-play would be Downforce, adding that tire management. Monza, Spielberg, and Miami. Speed and defending. By far the best boost here is Rainbow, but it's so rare to find. Second up would be Vice, which also kind of matches Rainbow, but Rainbow is that little bit better. For the race start, we used Palm. It also gives you tire management, so you probably will need maybe for Miami. And for your free boost, we used Downforce. It does have some defending, and I personally prefer Downforce for either Monza, Spielberg, or Miami. Another one that you can use with speed, I believe, is Hex. If you want to watch our cornering circuits, then become a YouTube member or join our VRT family, where we can also give you all the cornering best boost that you need for this game. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a membership, it's down below. Also, if you want to join VRT, our Discord is also down below. Thank you so much for your like and subscribe.